Hey, thanks for joining me. So just a quick update and a few small jobs today. Not to mention the Marigold seeds from the failed water test in the last video. I have them here, and there's been some success. About 50% of them, I'd say, have germinated. So it's pretty good. Good thing I didn't throw them out. And on that point, I mean the water test is useless. Well, I've used it in the past for broader seeds like that of courgette and sunflower seeds, cucumber seeds, and it has worked in the past. And so I'd always use that test afterwards anyway, just putting it in some damp kitchen towel just to be sure. And good thing I did in this case and not throw them out as I suggested in the last video. Live and learn, eh? So 50% of them is better than 0% of them in the bin, so happy days. I want to check the compost. It's been sitting there for about a month now. It's definitely not ready, but you'll have a gander and see what's going on. The bins in question. One of these is leaf mold, if you remember, from one of the last videos. But two of them are compost, one of which I've thrown a little bit of stuff in already, tops it up, so. But I'll empty them out, and it's getting to the point now where I might just throw it all into one, but I will have a look and see what's going on. There's one. That's the new stuff that I stuck on the top of it. And what's underneath? There's the other one. That's the one that I believe was mostly leaves and fresh leaves. And I'm going to empty them out now and have a closer look. And then maybe add them all into the last one that I emptied. If anything, they're too wet now, I'd say, based on the smell of them alone. They've been getting quite wet over in that corner there, so I think the addition of some brown stuff in some. Look, that feckin' twine. Hey, worm. Hi. I think the addition of some brown in there and then throw it all into the last one that I emptied, which I took a bit out of my bigger compost bin to put into there as well, so that's nearly half full already, and this might just top it off and fill it up. It's nice to see the worms though. So I'll grab the compost bin that I emptied in the last video, and I'll fill it up with the rest of this stuff and throw in an extra bit of brown. There's a few leaves around the corner there, so that should do the trick. It's a little on the dry side, if anything, and almost full, so we may not have to add any dry stuff because that seems dry enough, but it'll need to be mixed. Oh goodness. Just enough space. Quick update on the overwintering chilies while I think of it. One of them's doing okay despite being attacked by aphids, and the other one's not doing as well, but it wasn't doing so good to begin with, and considering they're about 3 years old, I'd say, I'm not surprised. And if it doesn't make it, I won't be completely heartbroken. Maybe I'll sow a few seeds this year, because normally 2 chili plants is enough for me. That one's certainly looking a bit more healthy, but we'll see how it goes. It's not the end of the world if one of them dies. Maybe that one will die and that one will live. Well, we'll see. But so far, it's okay. As I said, that one was really struggling to begin with anyway. As you'll see, if you watch the video where I was trimming them and getting them ready, it was looking a bit rough, with less leaf on it to begin with anyway. It was kind of struggling. So, actually we'll see. Also at this time of year I'd be forcing some rhubarb, but unfortunately I don't have any rhubarb to force at the moment, and the reason for that is the neighbour's cats. I did have 2 rhubarb plants here, but these were put here for protection. I'll explain that in a minute. Only one of which a smidgen remains. The cats seem to really dislike rhubarb so much that they not only dug it up and destroyed it, but proceeded to poop all over it as well. And not to mention they made my chip bark pats a toilet as well for the past few years, so I've resorted to turning the pats into basically a woodland floor with broken sticks and twigs. I think it looks kind of cool, to be honest with you, but it's in the hope that the cats don't find it as inviting to poop on or in. There was basically a big pile just here of poo and chip bark. I had to throw it all out, so the expense of that was quite a bit really when you think about it, the cost of the chip bark and the cost of the removal of it. Needless to mention, it's quite dangerous having a pet poo around vegetables. But yeah, so that's the reason for the woodland floor effect. And this was put here as a temporary protective guard I'd be forcing that rhubarb now if there was any rhubarb to force, but there isn't. One plant is completely gone, and the other one, I don't think there's much hope for that, but some sort of a straw or seaweed or even a bit more compost around it, and maybe a netting. We'll see if it survives the March snow. So not much can be done with that at the moment. There's Brussels sprouts, not doing very much really. It's been quite cold. Take some of those fuzzy leaves off. My woodland floor crunching under me. There's the garlic. That's from the planting more garlic video. Is it too late? And I guess not. I put some leaves and I kept them in place with some offcuts of wood and then a little bit of an old shelf thingy, fancy shelf thing that's sitting over there. They were planted like a year ago though, never came up. They're very close together, so maybe for green garlic, you know, it might be useful. I don't think the bulbs will grow very big, so just I'll probably use them just for cutting the leaves off them. This is where I got the twigs and stuff from, and what was left behind was quite good compost material. A little bit dry though, so I added some water and put these leaves over the top of it, and yeah, about half a ton there. And on that cat poop issue, I've tried a number of non-lethal deterrents, even up to the point where I was out there spreading extra hot chili powder around the place, which I think helped for a while, but in rainy Ireland, it's not going to last very long. So yeah, I had to take all the chip bark up and I replaced it with the sticks and twigs and whatnot. They'll probably still come in and just poo on top of that. There's been times where I've had nets on top of on wherever plants were growing, they've jumped on top of the nets and just pooed right on top of the net. So at this stage I think they're doing it intentionally. These aphids on these, clinging on, desperate to make a foothold. But I don't want to spray them too much because that finger is quite powerful. You can see it's browning a little bit there. So it's just a matter of trying to squish them without squishing the new growth. And I've been out with a very light brush as well. But I'll need to find something similar to that. It's quite a painstaking process out here with a little brush, brushing off the aphids. I mean, ultimately it will help, but it's a bit of a pain in the arse. So that's all I have for today, just a quick January update. I'll see you in the next video, but for now, thanks for joining me. Take care. So long.